Hello again. Hope everybody's been having a nice, bloody month of horror.
Here's looking at you, kid. It's showtime.
As we reach the end of another October, it's time to jump once again into the Halloween franchise. And today we're going to look at the sequel that for the past 20 years, many fans have called the worst entry in the series. From 2002, this is Halloween Resurrection.
Let the dangertainment begin. No one will be allowed to leave until the show is over.
Hello, Michael. What took you so long?
This is definitely one of the most notable, bad entries in the series, and it's gonna be quite a film to talk about, because I might have a slightly differing view in terms of just how bad this movie is.
Okay, my curiosity's piqued.
Halloween Resurrection saw the first returning director from an earlier entry in the series, Rick Rosenthal, the director of Halloween 2 from 1981. Often called a carbon copy of the original classic, Halloween 2 is actually one of the better sequels in the series before they just completely erased it altogether.
Wasn't it her brother?
No, it was not her brother. That's something that people made up.
Unfortunately, Rosenthal couldn't salvage whatever talent he had in the early 80s for the early 2000s.
Haven't you ever had an impulse that you just could not control?
Continuously.
You mean continually?
You should try a little less protein. You die.
Somebody out there, please help us. She really is a very talented actress.
What the fuck happened to you, man? Your ass used to be beautiful.
Before bringing back Rosenthal, other directors considered included TV director Whitney Rancic, as well as Halloween 4 director Dwight H. Little, which I'm not sure he could have saved the film given the script, but at least it would have been a little bit more action-packed. Script duties this time went to Larry Brand, the writer of many low-rated horror films and erotic thrillers, and Sean Hood, who seems to have a track record for poorly rated horror sequels. Daniel Farrans, who wrote The Curse of Michael Myers, unsuccessfully pitched a script which, following what was seen as the pretty final ending of Halloween H2O, would have seen Laurie Strode as the villain.
What?
That sounds fucking awful, but honestly, I think it probably wouldn't have been any dumber than what we got. Halloween Resurrection starts off on a shit note right from the opening scene. Remember how Halloween H2O ended with Laurie Strode actually decapitating Michael? With an ending like that, you had to wonder, how are they going to continue the rampage of Michael Myers? And lo and behold, they found a way. Even if it was abrupt, you could have at least given the filmmakers props for having the balls to go that route. But nope, Mustafa Akkad just wouldn't let the franchise die.
And I'll stop at 22. I love Michael Myers. To me, everybody hates him, but I am going to keep him alive as long as I can.
Do the words give up mean anything to you?
Not a thing.
By the way, in case you didn't know, this was the final entry in the Halloween franchise to be presented by Mustafa Akkad, and it's not because of the bad reception. 3 years after Halloween Resurrection in 2005, Mustafa Akkad and his daughter were sadly killed in a terrorist bomb attack committed by Al-Qaeda, and regardless of what you may think of him given some of his decisions, it's a sad, horrible loss, and he was the grandfather of the slasher movie genre, and as many negative feelings as I have for some of the latter entries, I do appreciate that the further films paid tribute to him. Now, getting back on track after that depressing story, how did they bring Michael Myers back? Well, the movie opens with Jamie Lee Curtis returning as Laurie Strode in a mental hospital, looking more reminiscent of how she did in the original Halloween. A nurse, in the most exposition dump way possible, explains what could be the most retarded cop-out twist you've ever heard. While unconscious after the final battle in H2O, a paramedic goes way too close to Michael. He wakes up, subdues, and swaps clothes with the poor fuck, resulting in him being the one who wakes up in the ambulance and getting his fucking head chopped off by Laurie. And the reason he didn't try to talk?
His larynx had been crushed.
Oh, how convenient. Jamie Lee Curtis fought hard for H2O to be the actual final film of the franchise, but Mustafa Akkad refused. Kevin Williamson, who did some uncredited writing on H2O, came up with this unbelievably contrived twist to satisfy all parties. Curtis agreed as long as there was no footage hinting Michael Myers was alive at the end. That almost seems worse than just being upfront about it.
You lie! You're a fucking liar! Shut up!
The nurses give Laurie her meds, believing she's gone full catatonic, but we see she's been stashing her meds inside a Raggedy Ann doll.
Well, I suppose I should thank you for not sticking it up your ass.
And wouldn't you know it, tonight's the night that Michael finally decides to show up. And if anyone's wondering what the fuck happened to Laurie's son, no clue. I guess Josh Hartnett was just too busy prepping for Sin City to appear.
I tell her I love her. The silencer makes a whisper of the gunshot.
Michael, played here by Brad Laurie, breaks in, kills a few dopey security guards, and busts into Laurie's room like the fucking Kool-Aid Man.
Oh yeah, here comes Kool-Aid, here comes Kool-Aid, I'm gonna save the day.
Laurie, using the same technique from Halloween 2, escapes to the roof, getting the drop on Michael. Laurie's about to kill him, but after he does an uncharacteristic body gesture,
I just have to be sure.
Uh-oh, retard alert! Retard alert, class!
she goes about finding this out in the dumbest way possible, leading to her insultingly tragic death.
Really?
After giving him a kiss, cause I guess after Mother's Boys, incest wouldn't faze Jamie Lee Curtis, she says she'll see him in hell and falls down to the ground in slow-mo.
Really?
Michael goes to another patient's room, gives him the knife, essentially framing him for this batch of murders, which, while admittedly a cool, smart moment, seems a bit out of character for him.
You don't know me. You only think you do.
This opening feels like a real gut punch to anyone who loved Laurie Strode and was done simply because Jamie Lee Curtis wanted out of the franchise. 16 years later, I guess she changed her mind.
Eventually they all come home.
And the real kick in the nuts with this opening is it ties in no way to the rest of the movie's plot.
Oh, fucking hell.
We cut to 1 year later, where an easily scared college girl named Sarah Moyer, played by Bianca Kadlik, is selected along with her blonde media horror roommate, Jen, played by a pre-Battlestar Galactica Katie Sackhoff, and her culinary-obsessed black friend, Rudy, played by Sean Patrick Thomas, to be featured on an internet reality show that will be streamed live Halloween night at the original Myers house. Yeah, the Halloween franchise is entering the age of the internet.
You know, you want to let that breathe for... Nothing.
The show is being presented by a company called Dangertainment. That's kind of funny. And run by producer Freddie Harris, played by 90s rap relic Busta Rhymes.
America don't like reality. They think the shit is boring. They want the little razzle-dazzle. I don't see nothing wrong with that.
And his partner, Nora Winston, played by Tyra Banks.
Look at you, Charlie. It's a nice angle, boy.
Also on the show is the overthinking college girl Donna, played by Daisy McCracken, the skinny pervert Bill, played by Thomas Ian Nicholas, who thankfully had the rules of attraction to make 2002 not a complete failure on his filmography.
You owe me some fucking money! Listen, he's got it. I don't know what the hell's going on, man. I came here for some blow, man.
And the even more pervy leather jacket wearing Jim, played by Luke Kirby.
You don't have to go far to find Michael Myers. He's the little voice that whispers to us to strangle the old lady taking too long at the checkout counter.
Screwing a music major would be tantamount to lesbianism.
I could get into that.
And to think this cunt would go on to win an Emmy for playing Lenny fucking Bruce.
I have to appear in court.
What's more fun than that? A late-in-life bris, that's more fun.
The show is set up where all the people in the house have cameras attached to them and viewers can switch from POV to POV.
Let the dangertainment begin out.
It's kind of funny because I can totally see a bunch of YouTubers doing this kind of shit today.
One flash and you could light up 1,000 computer screens. Launch your whole career.
We're gonna be bigger than the Osbournes. We're gonna be large.
Throughout the night, the group finds out that the house has been rigged with fake family relics and cheap rubber body parts.
I don't fucking believe this.
What?
Made in fucking Taiwan.
It's American components, Russian components, all made in Taiwan!
During this, we get a ton of pervy moments that definitely show this was a Bob and Harvey Weinstein production.
Shit!
Careful, Jen.
Hands off, bud.
She got a great ass! And you got your head all the way up it! Ferocious, aren't I?
And probably the most genuinely funny scene in the film, where Freddy dresses up as Michael Myers to add excitement to the show, and he encounters the real Michael Myers, and...
Charlie, where the fuck you been at? I ain't paying you to be Michael Myers. I'm playing Michael Myers.
It's just genuinely hilarious how he reacts, thinking it's just another crew member in a suit, and is completely oblivious to just how much fucking danger he's in. Even Michael's like, fuck this, I'm leaving.
Huh? You don't get it? You don't get it? Go back there with Nora. Go do your job.
I know I'm not the first cocksucker on the internet to say this, but Busta Rhymes is, without a doubt, the luckiest black man in the history of slasher movies.
God damn. What the hell somebody gotta do to get a little decent help up in this motherfucker?
Soon each member of the group is killed off until only Sarah and Freddy remain. We also see in this rebooted part of the franchise, Michael has apparently been living under the Myers house in the sewer, surviving on rats. I see Rick Rosenthal decided to forgo any subtlety with this movie. There's also a subplot that's been going on throughout the film involving an online friend of Sarah's who may or may not be a potential lover, who calls himself Deckard. Get it?
Ex-cop, ex-Blade Runner, ex-killer.
Who turns out to be a fucking high school freshman named Miles, played by Ryan Merriman.
It's kind of like we're dating. Yahoo chat rooms do not count. Yes, they do count.
Oh boy, this would not end well today for Sarah.
You like bear mace, ice head? Bear mace? Ow!
While at a Halloween party with his buddy dressed up as Jules and Vincent from Pulp Fiction, cause Miramax and the Weinstein brothers. Miles, Deckard, whatever, decides to watch the Halloween live stream and realizes pretty fast that the group is in actual danger. He eventually establishes a communication with Sarah via text on her early 2000s phone, able to let Sarah and Freddy know just where Michael is in the house.
We have technology.
We get the film's extremely retarded, but also very memorable climax. Busta Rhymes tries to take on Michael by, not kidding, knocked down a little. Busta Rhymes gets the upper hand and knocks Michael out the window, causing him to dangle like a Christmas ornament.
He looks like a fool! A fool!
Freddy gets stabbed, causing Sarah to have to try to make it on her own. She makes it to the studio where she encounters Nora's body.
Did I miss something?
Apparently, Brad Lorry suggested that Tyra Banks' death scene should be cut for shock value.
Personally, I think you're a fucking idiot.
You think a guy who plays Michael Myers would know better on how to make slasher movies entertaining?
Disappointed!
Sarah slips in the blood. Which is just fucking hilarious.
Have a nice trip!
Michael enters the room, resulting in probably the most pathetic chainsaw fight since Friday the 13th, A New Beginning.
Oh shit.
Sarah's able to knock him down, but gets tangled in the electrical wires, which... Really? This is what's holding her up? This is when it seems like Sarah is fucked without lube. Freddy returns, resulting in the most referenced line from the movie.
Trick or treat, motherfucker.
This scene is often pointed to as being the worst scene in the movie, but I don't know, it's pretty fun. Stupid, but fun. And it features one of the most hilarious villain defeats I've ever seen. Busta Rhymes takes down Michael Myers via nutshot electrocution.
Burn, motherfucker, burn!
And people think Freddy Krueger has bad luck with fire. After making it out, Sarah calls Deckard her hero. Wonder what she's gonna feel when she finds out her hero is a fucking 14-year-old boy.
Don't ever speak to me again.
As Sarah and Freddy get ready to go to the hospital, the media reporters jump in on them, asking for the story, and Freddy, who was a shameless reality show producer, suddenly has a horseshit 180 turn, calling them out for the way they sensationalize Michael.
But how are you feeling right now?
How am I feeling now? Fearless.
Sarah gets a look at Michael's corpse just to make sure he's dead. We get one more funny line from Busta Rhymes.
Looking a little crispy over there, Mikey. Like some chicken fried, motherfucker.
Michael is taken to the morgue, where a mortician, wearing what would become normal head garb starting with 2020, opens his body bag out of curiosity, and... that's where this rebooted batch of sequels ends.
That's bullcrap, dude. Let's go get our money back.
There was an alternate ending that would have given a more final end to Michael Myers, but let's be honest, they would have brought him back in some capacity. I mean, did you see Jason Lives? Halloween Resurrection is, without a doubt, in my opinion, the dumbest entry in the franchise, but I honestly can't say it's the worst. Yes, the script is moronic beyond belief, but, and I may be alone in this, in terms of sequels that pissed me off, just made me livid, Halloween Resurrection doesn't even enter my top 3. This film is bad, but it is in the laughably bad category as far as I'm concerned. The type of movie that you could watch with a group of friends, get high, and just laugh your asses off at it. I didn't even come close to getting angry as I did with Halloween Kills, and nothing can compare to the wretched experience I had watching Rob Zombie's Halloween.
He's probably a queer. End up cutting his dick and balls off and changing his name to Michelle.
Is that the boogeyman?
As a matter of fact, I do believe it was.
And I am really dreading that because it is the next film I need to review in this franchise.
Your sister got caught selling blowjobs. I heard they had to pump the cum out of her stomach.
Hey, freak, you want some of the young stuff? Come and get it! Hey! Fucking pervert. Total pervert.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm gonna need a beer too.
A few positives I can give Halloween Resurrection is the kill scenes are actually, for the most part, pretty well done. For an early 2000s film, this is an impressively gory movie. The standout moments include the security guards, Donna's chase scene death, which is actually, I'll admit, pretty well done and intense. Michael Myers popping out of the mirror to kill Bill is a pretty well executed jump scare. Katie Sackhoff getting her head decapitated and the hilarious reaction.
How did you do that?
It's all digital effects.
No, it isn't.
The death by tripod scene, and the Rudy character, who I honestly thought was more off-putting than the perverts and Michael Myers combined, had a pretty satisfying death. The scoring by TV composer Danny Lux is alright, although I think a lot of it is probably rehashed music from the previous films. In terms of the actors, everybody, for the most part, does a reasonably good job. Brad Loree as Michael Myers, when he doesn't have uncharacteristic moments, plays the up-straight killer well. Bianca Kajlik is unfortunately the weak link in the cast. She is just not a good final girl in terms of writing. A big setback for her is she's supposed to be a big screamer, but apparently Bianca actually couldn't scream, so all the screaming you hear in the film is dubbed.
What do you think?
Keep looking.
The standout actor of the cast, however, is undeniably Busta Rhymes. He's just got so much charisma, energy, and is a genuinely funny presence. Say what you want about Halloween Resurrection and as goofy as the climax is, but Busta Rhymes own that shit.
Damn, you good. Why don't you just pat yourself on the back?
The reception for the film was very abysmal. Critics and fans ripped it to shreds and often called it the worst Halloween movie of all time. Jamie Lee Curtis, she herself looks back on this film very negatively, calling it a joke. John Carpenter said he saw the film when it came out and just thought it was total cringe.
I agree.
Despite this, it did earn a profit, grossing $37.6 million on a budget of $15 million. So, while it was enough to make sure they continued the franchise, it was not enough to continue the storyline they had going, and resulted in the second reboot, and I will get to that next year. I hope you've had a nice October. I'm glad I was able to get through another one with y'all, and I will see you again soon. Happy Halloween.